Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Hellgate London, the Steam version. My name is Wilfred, and today I'd like to share with you a compilation video on the boss fight in Westminster Catacombs level 11 to 15. Now this is part of the AB's expansion. Now AB's expansion falls somewhere after second attack. So you have the base game Hellgate London, then you have the Stonehenge, which is sort of like an end game you can grind for XP and so on. Then you have the second attack that you've seen the last video. I've shown you the compilation. Then you have the Abyss, and after Abyss is Hellgate Tokyo. So in order to reach the Hellgate Tokyo, you have to clear Abyss. Now Abyss is being arranged in a way that whereby there are some side missions like the a little bit like Residential Evil. There's like the houses and zombie, and you feel like you're part of the kind of like a urban warfare with the zombie. So there are some of them. Then they have side mission like the Westminster Catacombs, which I'll talk a little bit about it later. And also they have the main Abyss boss fight, which is the 4 demon kings that you have to spawn and you have to fight. To spawn the demon king, you have to kill enough number of demons. There's like a body count kind of thing, but it's not that obvious like how they count the bodies. But you kill a lot of demons, then you can sort of like summon the demon king. So there are all 4 of them. 4 of them are of level 42 up to 50. So the last boss is the burial, which is also one of the hardest thing I've ever done, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But that aside, for Westminster Catacombs, I really thoroughly loved the whole dungeon design. So how the Westminster Catacombs is designed is a way that it's very much like the Necropolis that some of you may have played in the base game, which there was I think 5 level of Necropolis. But imagine this is 15 level of it. So each level there's an entrance to the next level, and the entrance is being guarded by a boss. And the boss, they are all 15 different bosses, different mechanic to it, and there's sufficient amount of challenges to get there as well. Now I'm playing the Nightmare difficulties. So Nightmare difficulties is 1 above normal and 1 below Hell. So I believe at the time of making this video I was still below level 55. So as you can see, the mobs here is already 2 level above the cap, and that's why the challenge was there. In fact, I'm quite happy that my build can make it until this far against all these bosses. So the Westminster Catacomb, yes, a lot of fun. And when I make this video, it was the very first time I made it, so I make a lot of mistakes here. Like for example, this one here, I should have ignored the cursed sorcerer because the health can't be brought down. I have to ignore the sorcerer and go for the boss, and that would have been the fight that I should have done. But because it was my first time doing it, I didn't know that, but I learned it after a while. So now, after I made this video, I've actually revisited the level 11 to 15 again for various kind of reasons, because I needed to spawn the Demon King, but also just to get XP. After I've got the level cap 55, all the XP will go into the ranks, expertise rank. So how it works is very much like Diablo 3, the Paragon level, just like that, meaning that any XP earned after your level cap go into another subsystem whereby you can further enhance your character. So for example, after I reach rank 1, I can increase my pet damage by 15%. Then the rank 2 that will require 2 points. It's not 1 point, 2 points. That would increase my pet by another 30%. So the expertise system is not linear. If you want to go deep into one branch, you have to invest more and more points to it. But then it's good that it kind of scale up as well. There are I think about 10 to 15 kind of various kind of areas that you could put your points in. I think there's altogether 50 ranks to earn, so you cannot kind of like expand on all the points, not like the Paragon system whereby you can just like put everything to max. You have to pick and choose what you want to do. A little bit like the Marvel heroes in the old day, whereby there are like the soul stone kind of thing that you have to decide which one you want to, which are the area you like to invest in, be it as the pet damage or health regen or power regen and so on and so forth, or resistance and so on. So there's a lot of like nuances to the game which I'm still learning. That I still learning how to play the game, but I still very much enjoy what's happening. And I think there may be a fair bit of grinding as well for XP, because I can see that with the expertise system you get to be a lot more powerful, and earning expertise point doesn't seem to be that easy. Like I could spend about an hour to earn 1 point. So I think there's still a lot of like hours of gameplay for this character. I've played around 90 hours so far with my summon. I think 87 or 90. So this is definitely not easy journey at all. But yeah. So now, by the way, this Palmon boss is very much like the final boss of the Abyss, which is the Burial. So it will go invulnerable and it will summon other ads. And in fact, the model is exactly the same. So now I finished I managed to complete all the Demon King, defeated all the Demon King. But I'm not going to make a video on that for the reason that the fight wasn't that enjoyable. I don't think it was being tuned well to a single player. It is very much a lot of one-shot kind of like a mechanism. So, I think in a multiplayer environment, when you have a tank, you have healer and so on, you could like tank the boss facing a certain way and so on. But when you are, playing single player against all these like Demon King, especially the final one, Burial, it is almost impossible to avoid those like one-shot mechanism, and it's by luck and by chance you manage to damage the boss and try to resurrect through it. And I didn't enjoy the fight at all. And although I've done it, but it wasn't my proudest moment. And so I would like to skip that part of the video. But I mean, for those who are playing the game, I really hope that you can clear that, because in order to get to Tokyo, you have got to finish it. And I'm kind of worried that a lot of you may not be able to complete, or maybe I'm just not that good in playing. So maybe it's actually a very easy fight, but I doubt so, because it has a lot of very nasty one-shot mechanism, and the boss is like level 50. It's very hard for Burial, but I managed to do it after many attempts. Need not to say, I don't think I felt fulfilled at the end of the fight. I felt more or less like a relief that is being completed. All right. So now back to this like Abyss thingy. There's a lot of like catacomb fight here. You can see it's a rank 1 achieved. That is after I gained the level cap. And by the way, I mean, I hope that you guys can feel the excitement here, because it is really like you are one person heading into hell and to fight off all the demons that is residing in hell. I mean, it's really feel like that way. I mean, I play a lot of games, right? And no games gave me the kind of like epic feeling like the Hellgate London. Like I'm really going into like destroying so many different mobs. I mean, you could say that Diablo is the same, like you have a lot of mobs as well, but I think Diablo 3 is more like very cartoonish, right? And it doesn't give you the kind of view whereby you are like really going to attack. I mean, the boss is in the mix of all these ads as well. So yeah, it's fantastic. By the way, this is Andras, and Andras is exactly the same model as the Stonehenge final boss, which I've yet to defeat. It's actually very hard. This version is not, but in the Stonehenge final boss, there's a lot of one-shot kind of things that again is like not that enjoyable. But for this one, you have to, once he does his hands up, you have to avoid, you have to go to the strike to the side or whatever. But then his tail will hit you as well. So, whether you are in front or the back, you get something from him. So it's kind of very hard for this boss. But I kind of enjoy finally defeating him. So that is level 14. And level 15, in order to reach the final boss, you have to go into a rift. And the rift is where the final boss resides, which is the Oculus. Oculus fight is by far the most enjoyable and fun fight I ever had. Unfortunately, I had some frame rate issue, so I've edited out the part whereby the game lags, so that you guys don't get to like suffer what I've suffered when the fight kind of like suddenly freeze freeze here and there. But I found a way to get by it. The second time I did it, I jumped off the cliff, I jumped off the platform here to take out from the side so that I don't see too many things at the same time. So otherwise, it kind of freezes my screen, a whole big deal, because there's so many demons here, like they all rush onto you. But this fight is fantastic. So Oculus is the boss right in the middle. He's sometimes invulnerable, and he spawns a lot of eyes as well, and there's a lot of ads that is around him, and he calls additional ads as well. So the fight is absolutely epic as a single player, and it's so much better than the final boss fight of Abyss. So it's like you are trying to approach this boss, and I try to get from the side as well, so that's to take down any other things that I have. And here right now I'm healing my pet again because my demon, my healer is going a little bit low in health, and then after that I go back in to take down the enemies. So just a lot of eyes here, the Eye of Oculus, and you have to have some kind of range kind of against the fight against the boss. So I have quite a number of elemental. So not all my elemental can do range. My fire elemental, yes, they can. I think toxic it can as well. And there's one called storm elemental, which is one of them, which is specialized in dealing flying creature object. So here I'm trying to just go around and resummon my pet and take down as many of Diablo list as possible. Now Diablo list is kind of like pretty nasty. They do a lot of range kind of rocket kind of damage, and I think they buff the rest of the enemy as well. So they are like the caster that you like to take them down as fast as possible. I think they will cast an invulnerable shield to some of these the other enemies as well. So Diablo list is yes, you have to take them down really fast. They are pretty nasty stuff. So now I'm just working my way through it. There's still a lot of things going on here, but I love this fight, man. It's one of the most fun fight I've ever played in any ARPG. I would say in any ARPG. I mean, I play a lot of ARPG, right? Diablo 3, Path of Exile, or man, there's so many of them, Marvel Heroes and so on, but none of them really felt as good as this one. And especially when you get it sorted, right, that you feel really accomplished. That kind of feeling to it. So I'm working my way through, and I'm realizing that the ad would just keep coming. So I have to start fighting the boss here, and it is just a matter of getting the boss down in the 0. I think at this point I know that I have it in my back. So I wasn't that concerned. Just try to avoid some of this like AOE that come onto me, and yeah, I mean, this 40%, 39%, and my heart was racing and said, yeah, I hope there's no last minute stuff like suddenly go invulnerable and summon another version of him. But yeah, so that is done. So I was very, very happy to get it sorted. And I will gladly do this boss again and again. Well, the frame rate issue was quite terrible, but like I said, I could jump off the platform and try to avoid some of these like big battles loading on my screen. So yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think next one onwards I'll do a little bit of Hellgate Tokyo, because some of you have been asking if I could do some Tokyo map for you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye.